Hello again.
Welcome back, everyone, to ROC Movie Reviews. In the last couple of episodes, we've been talking about the horror genre.
Yeah.
It's been really fun, because, little known fact, we are both large horror fans.
Yes.
Yes, but we haven't reviewed that many horror films on the channel, only two.
No.
Two as of this date.
Yeah.
So, in the last episode, we talked about the best that the Conjuring universe has to offer. That, of course, is the original Conjuring.
Yeah. The one that started it all.
The one that started it all. I saw it a lot later than you did, but still, it was very good.
Yeah.
And today, we're going to be talking about the 2016, so it took 3 years.
3 years.
Yep. Took 3 years. The 2016 sequel to The Conjuring. The absolutely terrifying The Conjuring 2.
You believe us, don't you?
Sensing a presence?
I'm not sensing anything.
All I can sense is their own fear.
Honey, you're bleeding. What is happening?
I had a premonition of your death.
Who's that?
The family's just a pawn. Something inhuman wants to kill you. If we keep doing this, you're going to die.
I wish I had seen this in the theaters. I also saw this on
You should
streaming.
have seen it in theaters.
I should have. Now, in our Conjuring review, I said that you were responsible for getting me to watch the first Conjuring.
Yep.
I watched the first Conjuring and the second one, like, back to back.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't recommend it, especially because I think I watched them in the span of either 1 day or 2 days. I think it might have been one, but I don't recommend it if you want, like, your sanity to not dwindle away. Because watching these movies back to back, it's very tense. These are movies that they stick with you. Yeah. I will say, before we even get into the plot and the story, I think this is one of the best horror sequels I've ever seen. I also think it is a much scarier film than the original.
Agreed.
But that being said, I think that the original Conjuring is still overall better.
Wow.
So, just for a couple of little nitpicky reasons, but I love both these films. Conjuring 2. Story is very similar to the first movie, however, it takes place this time in the UK.
Yeah.
There's this family in London that's being haunted by a poltergeist that is terrorizing this family in Enfield. Enfield, London, is it? Yeah. And unlike the first Conjuring, because they're in London and they're not, like, out of the middle of nowhere like Rhode Island, like in a farmhouse, they're in town, and there have been a lot of people that have tried to get publicity off of this occurrence.
Yeah.
So the family in this movie is actually having to deal with the public and the press and all the people that are, like, wanting to know what's going on. Therefore, it heightens the anxiety of this movie because it feels like there's more at stake than the first one. Granted, there was plenty at stake with the first one, but with this one, I just think the tension was ramped up even more. So, and Lorraine Warren have to once again help this family. This is a single mother who's raising 3 kids. I think it is. So it's not a husband and a wife. It's just a single mother, which makes it even more which makes it even more dire if you think about it, because she's got more at stake. And they basically have to get rid of whatever this entity is, very similar to the first one. However, Lorraine's also having visions of somebody's death.
Yeah.
I won't say who in particular. That plays a big factor into this movie. Also raises the stakes immensely. And I actually cared about Ed and Lorraine Warren even more in this movie than I did the first one.
Yeah.
Because they were established in the first one, we liked their characters.
They were more involved in this one.
They are much more involved in this one. I think the performances from both Vera Farmiga, Lorraine Warren, Ed, played by Patrick Wilson, I think their performances in this are even better.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh god, I'm trying to think. Madison Wolfe, who played Janet Hodgson, she was the lead girl.
She was fantastic.
She was amazing. I said that Joey King was good in the first Conjuring. This girl, who I'd never seen before, blew me out of the water with her performance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
She was like on another level, and I was just there to watch it.
Yeah.
It was something special, but also something incredibly disturbing. So, good job that she was able to go to that place. Hopefully she didn't get scarred from this experience. Great job for Madison Wolfe. Frances O'Connor plays the single mother, Peggy Hodgson. I've seen her in other things. This is probably the best performance I've seen from her.
Yeah.
She's really, really good. I'm trying to think. A couple of other kids that are part of the family, not really worth mentioning. They do a fine job. I'm just trying to think of all the people. Franca Potente plays Anita Gregory. I'm trying to remember who that character is. Because I know who Franca Potente is. She played the love interest in the first two Bourne movies with Matt Damon. Yeah, she's a French actress. Really good, by the way. I can't remember what character she plays in this, but
I think, didn't she play the skeptic with this whole possession thing?
oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. I didn't recognize her because she looked different. She was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. The skeptic. My god, that's right. Yeah, so if you can't already guess, this cast is really solid. Javier Botet plays the actual, like, I guess he was the motion capture for the character, the creature known as the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
Who was introduced in this movie. We had the Nun introduced, the Crooked Man, and
Bill Wilkin.
yes, the old man. Oh my god. Some
This is my house.
Some of the scariest ghosts or creatures in a horror movie to date, absolutely. Crooked Man, still hope it gets a movie, because, my god. The Nun already got its own movie. The actual Nun herself is terrifying.
Oh, agreed.
Oh my god. And she was really good in her own movie. It's just that the movie surrounding her wasn't up to the task.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, Javier Botet, he does a lot of motion capture work for a lot of CGI creatures in movies.
Yeah.
He did one for, I guess, The Crooked Man.
Yeah.
And while the CGI, like you had said a little bit earlier when we weren't filming, is not the greatest.
It looks like early 90s CGI.
It does. I didn't seem to be distracted that much by it, and when he first shows up, I didn't really have any words. I was like, what in the sweet hell is that?
Especially when you see it coming from the dog when it's transforming.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I had a pillow up against my face. I was like, no, because it was. I mean, I'm better now, obviously, because I've seen so many horror films. But at that time, it was one of my first couple of horror films. Oh boy, goosebumps all over, just everywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, Bonnie Aarons played the Nun.
Oh wow.
She has played the Nun in the second Conjuring, and obviously the Nun.
Yeah.
And the makeup on her, the acting from her, just that whole physique.
She's got no lines, but you can understand her motives.
Yeah. And her character in the Conjuring is the demon's name. Do you remember?
Valak.
We couldn't remember Bathsheba, but we remembered Valak. It was.
I mean, it's only one word.
That's true. Well, Bathsheba's one word too. It just doesn't. It sounds like two.
Yeah.
It's one word. Anyway, she's the main antagonist of this movie. Oh my god, what a setup for her own movie. She's better in Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
Definitely. But she's absolutely terrifying. Probably one of the scariest characters in this universe, alongside the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
And she she was a genuinely really intimidating threat to every character in this movie.
Definitely.
And she actually felt unstoppable in scenes. Like, what about that scene where Lorraine's in her study, I think, and then the hands crawl out from underneath the painting, and then it looks like it could be silly, but the way the music swells and the way the cinematography and the way the scene plays out, it is straight up horrifying.
Oh yeah.
It is too much. It's like, oh God, my heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bonnie Aarons as the nun. My God, I can't wait. I hope she does the character more because it's like a treat, but it's also a punishment at the same time because you're like, no, please no. Anyway, so I think that's the main cast that's really worth going over. Great job from everybody, and obviously James Wan directed this movie. I think the directing of this movie is better than the first one. Yeah. But again, I think the first one is just a slightly better. It's got a. You
just like the story of the first one more than the second one?
I do. But this is still these two movies are neck and neck for me. I really love this movie. Cinematography wise, this is a better looking movie than the first. Yeah. This movie looks incredible.
And I thought the first one was pretty good looking.
I did too. Don Burgess did the cinematography for this movie. He has done... Get this. He's done the cinematography for Forrest Gump.
Oh, wow.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Castaway. Another great movie. Contact. He did... Oh, God, what else? Aquaman.
Wow.
Christmas Chronicles on Netflix with Kurt Russell. Good cinematographer. Yeah. Very good. And it shows in this movie. This is probably some of his best work by far. Yeah, so cinematographer, he did an excellent job. Original music, our guy, Joseph Bashara, once again composed Conjuring 2 as well as Conjuring 1, I believe we said, right? Yeah. So he's actually composed a lot of movies in this universe. And then, of course, he played Bathsheba in the first Conjuring. Yeah. It's really cool how all those connect. I think the music in this is awesome.
Definitely.
I think this is a stronger score than the first Conjuring, but they're both really good. Yeah. They just evoke that sense of terror so well, and it doesn't feel like it's manipulative and forced. It just feels like something's about to happen, something's happening, oh my God, something happened. Yeah. And it just works really well. If you don't have anything else to add, I'm like on a high of this movie, so I just want to score this bad boy.
Okay.
You don't have anything to say?
Other than it's just, I highly recommend it, especially on Halloween night.
Have you watched it on Halloween night?
No, I watched it in theaters.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Sorry. I watched it close to Halloween, I think it was, of that year. Can't remember.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so I gave the first Conjuring a 9 out of 10. It was so close to a 10 for me. It's just like I reserved that spot for the like top tier movies. Yeah. Conjuring 2 is still very, very well deserving. 8 out of 10 from me. Highly recommend it. What about you?
Alrighty. I as well would give it an 8. I mean, it's still 4 stars on average.
Yep.
So.
And 4 stars for a movie is always above average, and 4 stars for a movie should always recommend that you go see it. That's a glowing review. Yeah. Five-star reviews are so... They're not nearly as frequent. You see a lot of 4-star reviews. As long as it's 4 or above, I would say it's a definite that you go see whatever that movie is.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. 8 from you. 8 from me. Yeah. We recommend both Conjuring films. And obviously with the Annabelle trilogy, we're a little mixed on that. Mm-hmm. We'll be back very soon to talk about more horror movies. Yeah. And we kind of already alluded to what those would be in our previous reviews.
The Ouija ones.
Those
should be fun.
Ouija 1 and 2, and a film that doesn't ever get enough credit, even though it's only been out for a couple years. Lights Out? Anybody? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be talking about those movies, and I'm sure many, many more in the coming weeks. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Rock Movie Reviews, and we will talk to you guys again soon.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Stay safe.